I'm just harvesting some grass here. All grass is good for you. You don't need... What?
Even herbals.
Yeah, but just generally grass growing like this, you don't have to worry about it being poisonous, and all grass is well known for like taking up the minerals. So I'm just using this blade right here and just cutting, like you can see where I've like harvested a bunch of it here, and we're gonna juice it up later when we get home. And then in here there's like, you see all that, like this stuff right here? Where's my hand? This is chickweed. It grows like crazy up here too. So yeah, that's like amazing amount of nettle over there. Harvesting a little bit of nettle, and I use the rubber gloves because I'm really sensitive to nettle stings. And so I'm just going to cut off some of the nettle, and I'm going to avoid it because of my bare arms there. And the nettle is really loaded with silica and minerals and all kinds of stuff. Some people dry it up and use it. I just got stung. And use it in a tea, but you can actually juice it up. It's a little bit bitter, but it's really, really good for you. Among other things, I really don't know all this stuff, but yeah, there's tons of nettle here. We're not going to grab all of it. I just keep coming down here 2 or 3 times a week and get this, and I'm juice fasting and doing wild edibles and all this like amazing stuff. But we're going to gather up a bunch of this, and when we get back to my house, we're going to juice it up and make this amazing drink. And the nettles and the chickweed, like this is chickweed here. That's all over here. That's all chickweed. We're going to juice these up, and this is going to be really bitter, and then we're going to balance this out with the grass that I got, which is really sweet, and it sort of balances out, makes it a little more palatable. So should have my bag ready.
Collected.
Is the battery still going?
Yep.
Wow.
There he goes.
Gone?
No, I said there he goes. You.
Yeah, the nettle can actually be a little bit exhilarating when you first get stung by it. Like it almost feels kind of good, but then later on as it gets into you, it gets really... I got really stung last year really bad. I couldn't even sleep.
Just on your arms?
Like, I just grabbed it without... That's when I started wearing the gloves, is because I remembered it didn't bother me that bad, and I was like, oh, how bad can it be? And I was just grabbing them totally barehanded, and I was so like fucked up, dude. I couldn't even...
That bad.
See how I'm dressed now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been foraging some wild edibles, especially nettles. I got these a couple days ago that I have, and I'm very sensitive to nettle stings. They're a bit exhilarating when you first get them, but later on they are a lot of trouble. So, I'm going to go with that. The nettle I've had for a couple days now. It gets kind of weepy pretty quick, but I still juice it up. I'm not sure what it's going to look like in here. That's still looking pretty good. There you go, amazing. And then that's why you have it down tight, because until it gets filled up, juice comes out at the wrong end, and then once it gets kind of pulp filled, then you let it go. Oh, I don't have too much nettle left. What a bummer. And once it starts doing that, then you loosen it up. Well, that's it for my nettles. I need to go forage some more. So I have like 2 other wild edibles. One is grass. And that is what is amazing about this juicer is, like, I don't think that you could do this grass with anything but something like this. And you can actually put pine needles in here and stuff like that and juice it. So this is a bit of chickweed. It's a really amazing plant. I think I read on the internet that it's a diuretic. But it's a kind of, to the way I understand diuretic, there's like 3 kinds of diuretics. There's one diuretic that you take into your body, and it's sort of, with the chemical reaction, it gets rid of the body. Then there's a diuretic like coffee that makes you pee. And then there's this one which drives water deeper into your body. It doesn't actually get rid of it. So I think I read that somewhere. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, whatever. You can sue me or leave me a lame comment telling me that I'm off. So and again, you can just kind of see I have some pine needles and stuff in here, and I'm just sticking it all inside here. And the sort of juice that comes out, I've actually been drinking this juice a lot, and I'm getting a detox from it. I've been drinking a lot of conventional juice, and I've been drinking this stuff like crazy for the last 2 or 3 days, and I actually have a sort of detoxing headache for the last couple of days. So the stuff that's coming out of here is this thick, soupy, syrupy stuff, and I wish I had more nettles, but oh well. Here's my freaking... pine needles and everything in there. This thing will just, when I do the grass, it's going to jam it up. That's why I'm doing the grass last. And this combination, the nettle and the chickweed, is pretty nasty tasting by itself. And then when you put the grass to it, the grass is actually rather sweet. But both the nettle and the chickweed taste, it's just when you concentrate them as juice that they're kind of, they have that sort of nasty, deep green kind of taste to it. So I'm gonna use most of this. So I'm gonna loosen up the screw like almost all the way so that now the pulp can free flow through. So this is the part that's really challenging to the blender. This is all just grass that I collected. And it's starting to like sort of go to seed or whatever, so but it's still, all grasses are amazing for sucking up minerals and just their stuff. So this is likely going to jam it, and this particular juicer has a forward back sort of thing on it. And this, with this juicer, this is the point when you want to sort of, I tried pulling it completely out for this because this stuff is so reedy Now this with normal, conventional stuff, the grass sort of really backs it up. I'm not so sure that you could just completely... I've been noticing that even with this slow moving, that the grass is so reedy that it kind of heats up. It's only just... It feels slightly warm, which means it's still in the raw realm, but like when you're dealing with this, you really want to protect all the sort of nutrients there at the stalks. And there we go. And that's just, it sort of backs it up and backs it up so that this is designed to like do this type of really tough stuff to juice. So we're getting a good cup of really strong juice there. Like I said, and grasses, I mean, if you're a little bit intimidated by any grass is good for you. And I will link again to Sergei Boutenko's videos on identifying wild edibles. I'm really into this summer big time. And so his videos have been really helpful for me to identify stuff. And along with David Wolf, people that I've run into, I think he is high and definitely one of the world's authorities as far as like people that are very public in the raw movement on identifying wild edibles. So anyways,